So this is the shot that I've always wanted. We're at the corner of 26th and P. And so here, Bruce Scott and his friends founded a place called It's Your Mug. So I came up after work one day and I had a flyer that said, February 1st, we begin poetry at It's Your Mug. I said, yo, I want to do a poetry reading here on Tuesday nights. Would that be all right? He said, yeah, when do you want to start? I was like, psh, next Tuesday. February 1st, 1994, we started. And it became an institution.
I went to the Mug and it was like church. Literally, you had to hold up your finger, one finger if you're walking in or out. Basically, you couldn't move a muscle while somebody was holding court.
It's like a big poetic mosh pit. You could just dive in and hear what people had to say.
People read things they couldn't say out in the street or to family or to friends even. And yet the room provided that space. It was a therapy session. The poetry did that.
I could just be myself. And we were all being ourselves.
I was like, yo, this is it.
And it became a thing.
It was pretty hyped from the beginning. Always crowded.
It was packed. There were literally people outside who couldn't get in the venue.
And I was just like, okay, I belong here. And I just started showing up like every Tuesday.
At a certain point, it was just like, okay, that's it. This is my home now.
I was hooked. I never missed a Tuesday after that.
Brown as spiced rum, black as a barge of coal, he spanned the gap from Puerto Rico's cane fields.
I release rhymes over rhythmic tracks, beats and bass lines boom.
Chivalry may be dead, she said, but the soul ain't hollow. She crowned herself muse, and though they refused to leave, bid them follow. She bid them follow.
And I'm reading this home and people are nodding. And then when I got off the mic, people were asking me questions. They were giving me feedback.
What made the poetry good is that there was challenge and critique amongst those in the circle and the community.
You've got to develop your own way, your authentic being. And the only way you can do that is to be around people who know you, that you're in community with, who allow you to be vulnerable.
You would come to It's Your Mug and ostensibly it was a place where people read poetry. It was. But perhaps just as important, it was just a conduit for an ancient tradition. And it probably at its time was one of the best, if not the best, open mics in the country. I put the poetry at It's Your Mug in an open mic up against anyone.
If I had $1 million, tell you what I'd do, I'd probably be a poet and not a sucker like you.